Today is March the 17th, 2015. The time is 7 p.m. and the regular meeting of the Greensburg Board of Zoning Appeals is called to order. If you stand with me and face the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
John, would you call the roll, please?
David?
Here.
Jim?
Here.
Kevin?
Here.
Roy?
Here. Okay, next item is to approve the minutes from our November 18th, 2014 meeting. Does anybody see any reason to have any additions or corrections to those minutes?
Rental places over there behind the used store, and then also
This be November minutes is what I have. I didn't see
okay,
anything.
yeah, just
Right, that was just about the dog, if I remember
Final?
correctly.
thanks.
Anybody see any reason for additions or corrections? If not, I'd entertain a motion that we approve. Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the November minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, the November 18th minutes are approved. Our new business this evening is Creek Subdivision. Charlie Lee has requested a front yard setback reduction for the remaining undeveloped lots from 25 feet to 16 feet. Charlie? That's gonna bring them all in line, is that what that's basically gonna do? Because I think, is that what the other houses are?
Yes.
How many lots are we talking about?
Oh, there's three, about 12.
The other setbacks would remain the same as they are. Any other questions from board members? Yes, sir.
In the past, there was a misinterpretation as to where the property line was and where the setback was from. Previously, the department was letting homes be built 25 feet from the back of the curb, thinking that was the lot line. The lot lines are really 9 feet behind the curb, and that's where the setback starts. But there was kind of a misinterpretation when building permits were done before my time. So that's how some of this came to be. I just wanted to give you a little history there.
Basically, this is just gonna continue that for those other lots.
It should, but I would, if you do this, I would make that include the porch. And not let the porches be right up against the front. Up by the road. So that's the only thing that I have.
Any other questions from board members? Anybody in the audience here to speak on this? Mr. Herbert?
As you fellows may remember in the past, Mr. Lee had asked for a variance on the rear setback, and that was turned down. So basically, these lots are relatively smaller lots on the depth, and this way it is, without giving the variance on the rear setback of the house, he lost 9 feet of house floor space. So because of what has happened in the past and trying to keep this addition as uniform as possible, then I would encourage the board to consider it. I think it's the right thing to do. Thank you.
Anyone else in the audience?
Yes, in
Could you state your name, please?
Gilbert Harmon, I'm a friend of the builders. With what Mr. Murray said about that the additional, including the porches, that would only give the developer really 3 feet more. And in order to keep that project moving and selling the houses need to be a little bit larger in square footage, plus a little bit larger backyard, like we've been getting on the last 4 houses in the hill. So we would like to have the 25 feet from the back of the curb be approved.
Any other discussion from board members? Any other discussion from the audience? If not, I would entertain a motion that we approve the request of the petition to reduce the front yard setback from 25 feet to 16 feet. Gary, do you know before where the porch fell before?
The porches, since they did not have foundations, were not required to meet the setback per our ordinance. But if it's allowed to be, not every house has a 6-foot front porch. It allows some architectural variations to houses. But if you're gonna have a front porch 10 feet off the back of the curb, that's pretty close.
Motion's been made to approve the request of Mr. Lee to reduce the setback from 25 to 16 feet. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the request. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Kevin,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Roy,
Yes. And since I probably messed up earlier, assuming that I was set in this position, but this being our first meeting of the year, we never did elect officers.
You're right.
So, Mr. Stephen, you should now.
I will. That's correct. I hadn't realized this was our first meeting of the year. I will open the floor for nominations for the president for the upcoming year. I have a nomination for Roy by Jim, I have a second by David. All those, first, any discussion? Do you accept the nomination?
Yes, sir.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Ayes have it, there you go.
All right, we're official now.
Do we need to redo the thing you just did, or?
No. No. Parliamentary, I think we're fine.
Okay. Any other items of interest from board members that need to be brought up at this time? Do we have a vice chairman?
Before, we did not have one before that I'm aware of for BZA. We should have one now, so
We're
we're
fine.
fine.
We just was just a question was brought up to my attention and I didn't know for sure, so. If there's no other information to come before the board, I'll entertain a motion, we adjourn. Done.